Hello everyone and welcome back to Factorio with your host, Hardtruck1. This episode we're going to continue building to getting power so we can start maybe getting some research done. And here's the research queue. So to activate the research queue, as it says up here, press T to start a new research. So you press T and this is our research list of categories. Don't worry. In the background, the game pauses while you are in the research queue. So some of these researches up here, or let's talk about some of the researches. So we have the very first one right here, which is automation. Now, automation is kind of a key one to take and get going with. Because this one allows you to have assembly machine 1s, which, as their namesake, they are assembly machines where they can actually put together components to make stuff for you. And we also have long-ended inserters, where if you could see in this one, we have two inserters. So basically what these are is just, they're just like a claw hand that picks up certain items like these or raw materials and stuff and puts it into machines for us so that we don't have to do any of that manually. There's two of them. There's a burner inserter and there's a regular, and there's just one that's called an inserter, but this is actually an electric inserter. So this one will take power. It runs a little quicker than the burner inserter and everything. It does take power. This one does not take power. This actually, what it does is it's like a small. It's like these. It takes coal or any type of material to burn. Let's go over here and look and see how much coal we have accumulated. Okay, so now so far I have been clicking and pulling stuff out of the GUIs, right? Well, there's a faster way. If you hold down Control by default, left click to take out a full stack of something, right click to take out a half a stack. Same thing vice versa if you need to put something in to a machine, and this does it with any machine that has an inventory. Okay? It's the same with that. So if you left click on an entity that has a inventory, you will put a full stack in it. So same thing with the right click. If you right click, well, this won't go in because it's got wood in it right now. But the same thing if you right click. If you right click, it will add a half a stack into that. I'm gonna go put some in. I'm gonna go put half in this one. I know this has got wood in it, but if I put that in there, that will run a little bit slower. That'll burn coal just a little bit slower. Let's go ahead and we've got 6 and 13. Let's just let that run empty. Okay, so now I need materials to build steam engines. And I also need materials to build boilers. So what we're doing is basically we're kind of accumulating. We're waiting on stuff to accumulate so that we can have enough materials to build. See, like now we could build 7 steam engines, or we could build, however many of those. What we're going to build right now is we're going to build one of these, an offshore pump. So we need this to supply. We need that to supply our boilers with water, so that we can make steam. Let's go over here. Let's grab a stack of these. We're going to build 10 boilers. Now, you think this might be a little bit overkill, but it's not. So what we're also going to do is we're actually also going to grab a little bit more so we can make 3 more of those. Now, from what I have found from watching other people play, the ideal ratio for this is between 13 and 15 boilers per 10 steam engines. This will make This will allow the steam engines to produce their maximum amount, but yet utilizing as very little boilers as possible. So now what we're going to do is we're going to find a place to put our offshore. I think what we're going to do is we're going to put it on. We're actually going to start on this side of the lake, and from here, I know it's kind of annoying with the forest and stuff here, but I think it'll be a good idea to just start from here and go this way. Go to the west, or no, east. Go to the east, the direction my character's facing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take these, we're going to come up just slightly, and we're going to set these. Now see, now see what happened. That's one of the mods that I got. So the autofill has taken the coal that we had in our inventory, and it has actually automatically placed it in these as we were placing these. So now we need to just kind of clear a little track through the forest so we can lay down our steam engines. Our steam engines are, we need another. I'm gonna make a couple of those so I don't have to run, so I don't run out too quick. Now we need to make just a little area for our steam engines, our 10 steam engines that we're going to get to go, and it looks like they're going to just barely miss the stone patch. Okay, so you know what? Let's not go that way then. Even though I dug all that out, let's not go that way then. Because we don't want to accidentally get into the middle of those. So let's do this. Let's just go right straight off of this guy and go straight up. Okay? Now if you could hear that noise, now what's happened is since I've connected it to this does not need power. This creates its own power to pump water. So you don't have to worry about pumping water or bringing electricity down to that. Now we need 10 of those, so let's go see how much iron we have produced. See if we need to get some more coal. We got that. Let's see. So we can produce 9. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I'll show you why we need that. Out of the almost 200 iron plate that I had, it didn't. So iron gears actually require 2 iron plates. So it's 2 iron plates per every iron gear. So this thing, so the steam engine requires 5 of those. So it actually needs 5 times 5 times 2, so it needs like 10 for those. Now we just made 9, or we're going to make 10, so it needed 50 plates. So it needs 50 plates just in that. Then the 5 pipes, it's only 1 iron plate to those. But as you can see, I mean, it takes quite a bit of material to produce stuff. But once you get the material, but see, we're not really truthfully in full production right now. I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so I kind of like to set up my steam engines. I've seen a lot of people just do the steam engines like in a one continuous straight row. I don't like that. I like to do two lines per boiler for each line. Okay, so now we need piping to connect these steam engines. So we'll run back up here, grab some more of those. I think we're good enough for those. So we need one of the, I'm going to put one of these in, which is called an underground pipe. So we're going to click that. So basically what this underground pipe does is, just like it says, you know, it's underground. But the best thing about it is if you need a pass-through, underground pipe is really good for a pass-through. But not only that, but underground pipe actually has an interesting effect for any type of temperature needing things. So as you'll see, once I connect these up and we actually get these hooked to something that will run, that it can run, you'll see that the water will start flowing, and the temperature that you see in the GUI, in the heads-up display to the right there, it says it's at 100 Celsius. Well, as the water flows through these boilers to these steam engines, and depending on how much these steam engines have to work, you will see that that temperature will actually go lower the further it goes down. Or, well, it'll start off at like 33 degrees Celsius or 25 degrees Celsius. In the middle, you might have it at 62 degrees Celsius. And here, right at the very end, this may only be 90 degrees Celsius. The temperature that these boilers push or create in the steam to these steam engines dictates how efficiently your steam engines are running. So by doing 13 boilers to just 10 steam engines, your efficiency will be pretty much at 100% efficiency. I could have went, and actually I even have the ability with this gap to go one or two more depending on how much of a load I put on these steam engines. But usually my thing with the steam engines is I usually take, and once these start getting up to like, 80%, 90% capacity, I'll add another 10. So, alright, so now we're going to take these regular pipe, and we're just going to connect them. Now there you go. Now when you look in here, it says pipe temperature 100%. It's water, which actually it's not water, it's actually steam. And it goes through all these. But now we need to connect these up to something for it to run. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some small electric poles to start with. We're going to grab some more iron that's been cooking. Okay, let's step over here real quick and grab some more coal, because we're going to need coal. That'll keep those all running. And really, Factorio is all about automating things to where you don't have to craft them in your pocket. But it's also, one of its also goals is to make it in such a way you do not have to touch really hardly anything other than maybe crafting a few bits and bobs for yourself. But everything else, it's just complete but everything else is just complete automation. So now what we're going to do, autosave, is we're going to build a couple of electric drills. And we're going to build ourselves some transport belt. Now, transport belt is one of the items in the game that is actually a self-driven thing. So you don't have to do hardly anything really with transport belt except for just set it down and put items on it. So now what we're going to do is, since our coal is on the right side of our steam engines, we're going to run a coal belt down to these guys, just like that, and see, as I was saying, and you can even stand on these things and run. Late game stuff, there's called express belt, and if you combine that with what is also a power armor, it's called Power Armor Mark II, and if you have like exoskeleton legs in that thing, that you can use that to run like crazy. And everything. I mean, you have your exoskeleton legs on, which you're already running around. I mean, I could do this, and I could be flying. I'd make you guys dizzy doing this. But then, if I step onto that express belt, we go sailing across. But anyway, okay. So now we're going to go over here. What we're going to do with these two electric drills is we're going to make us a little bit more of an area here. And what we're going to do is we're going to replace these two burner miner drills, which have been very excellent on getting us coal, but we want to take and be able to get the coal just a tiny bit quicker and just a little bit more, little bit better thing. And then plus we want to set it up in such a way that we don't have to constantly come over and empty these. Because as it is right now, the burner miners, if we separate these to have them empty, we'd have to constantly come by and add coal to them to keep them running. What we're going to do right now is we're actually going to make it in such a way that we will never really have to come over here and do anything to the coal unless we absolutely have to, So here's the burner miner drill. Or not the burner miner drill. Here's the electric drill. So the electric drill has a 3x3 base with a 5x5 mining area. So I could put this right here, and I could put this other one right here. And that would be mining a 5x10 area. And if you hover over the top of this, you'll see that we have 23,000 expected resources right here that this burner miner drill, or this miner drill could mine. Now the only problem is when we go to lay down some transport belt, transport belt is only a 1x1 entity. So we'd have to do something like this to get that. That is not very efficient for me. That's not, and everything. And plus, I like to try to make it in such a way that, okay, so if that's there, I'm going to go there. And then I'm going to build another one here, another one here. So they just kind of overlap with each other. Makes them mine just a little bit quicker, in my opinion. And will actually keep going. And then, plus not only that, but then I don't have to add so many extra belt. So anyway, we're going to go back over here, grab some more iron. We're going to make some more transport belt. Side note with crafting, if you right click, you can build up, it queues up 5 items to be built at a time. If you control left click, you will build everything that it is showing. Like right there, if I wanted to build 92 wooden chests, all I do is shift left click and it would start building 92 chests. I don't want to build 92 chests, but if I wanted to, I have that option. So we're going to bring this out to there. I need to go get some more. Let's see, where is our belt for down here? Okay. Oh, and then there is a distance from your character that you can build stuff. So if I'm like right here, I can touch that. If I got one more out, I can't do that. Yellow means you can interact with it. Red means that you're too far away. The highlighters, anyway. So now we're just kind of waiting on a little bit more iron. Go ahead and make 7 more of those. I say 7 more, but that's actually it actually will do 4. It'll do it's 2. It builds 2 transport belt for every that amount of thing. For your resources. That's what I'm trying to say. So we've almost got this line connected for our coal. And once we get so basically one of my things that I like to do is I like to get coal established for the steam engines right away. You know what? We'll let that burn for a while. We've got to go check the burner miners since we have some extra old coal. Yep, I thought so. We got 3 stacks. We'll go ahead and stick a full stack in there. That'll give us quite a bit of stone. Let's go over here. We need some coal in here. How about this one? Yep, you could stand some more coal. Okay. But as soon as we get everything connected to this, as soon as we get some mining drills and stuff set up for this, the only thing that we'll need coal really for is to smelt with and to run our steam engines. And that will take and require just a little bit of doing. All right. So let's grab some more. We've almost, where'd it go? There it is. We've almost got these connected, so what we could do to start with is we could run our power line up the side, and then now if you click and just walk, you can actually drag and drop power lines. Which I'm going to need more of because I just ran out. Let's make just a few more. Just to get the power to these 2. So see, as you can see, these started up. And they're now drilling. Now if we walk back over here, you can see that the steam engines are running. Now, the steam engine, you can't go by my computer because my computer cannot run all this. Can't run the high graphics with this game either. But these have, if you had all the settings turned up for graphics and all this other stuff and whatnot, you'll see steam actually boiling out of these. You'll see, oops, I dropped my mouse for some reason. Up here you'll see the smoke coming out of this, smoke coming out of that, and everything, and all that other type of good junk. But since my computer cannot run any game with high graphics, you will not be able to see that in mine, unfortunately. Unfortunately, but anyway, so we're gonna get close to hooking this up. Oh, so once we get these hooked up, then what we'll need to do is we'll come back down here, and we'll set up some inserters right here to be able to run. So as you can see here's a good example of how. So without coal, these will cool down. See, they're 15 degrees. This one is still running at 100. But as these go, the water will cool down. The steam engines will get slower. And then eventually you will run out of steam, and you'll run out of steam, which then you'll run out of electricity. So always have to keep on top of making sure your steam engines have coal. Because if they don't, then you basically can't run your factories with it. Run out of cold air, so let's pick up some off of here. Throw that in there. Okay, so this is still making some. We're just almost connected up here. We are actually connected up now. So now we just need to grab some more of these, and we just need to start making inserters. So inserters require one electronic circuit, 2 iron gear wheels, and 1 iron plate. So that's that. And now we're going to go down here. We're going to connect that. We're going to grab some power poles and go ahead and connect them there. I need a couple more power poles. And actually, if I connect this guy right here, there we go. So now all we need to do is just pick these up. This is what I mean about, so it picks up an item, places it in the inventory of this. And as you can see, it's picked up certain items will take certain inventories will take more, others will take less. So now we can guarantee that we have at least one boiler constantly running. We're definitely going to make more. We're going to have a grand total of 13 at least down here. We'll go. Actually, no, I'm good on copper, so we're good. I was going to go pick up some more copper, but I think we're good. So now, we'll place 4 more. And that's 4 more that we don't have to worry about. Well, we will worry about it. I found that with this setup, at the very early stages, you need to get at least two electric drills established to start with. Okay? Then, really truthfully what I do is when I'm into a position, well, now I can start making like a smelting factory or anything like that. Then I try to set up, so I like to try to set it up in such a way that it's like, okay, this is how many, so this is what I'm going to do, so this is what I need to do. So what I'm trying to translate in is I'll probably put 4 more. I'll probably put 4 more electric drills over here before I even start setting down for the regular ores and stuff. Because your regular ores, since you have to kind of divide off of your coal at the begin with, at the start of it. So there we go. We got all of those there. Now we don't have to worry too much, except for if this coal line dies. Now we can start working on getting. Now we can actually start working on getting our places set up. So I'm going to continue to let this one go. But what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to run down here. This stone patch has been running quite a bit. Yep, quite a bit. So we're going to grab 1, 2, 3 stacks of stone. We're going to go down here, and we got 30 furnaces. We're going to run, probably, we're going to run right over here, because this is the closest to this one. And we'll bring a line up over to here. So now this is what we're going to do. We're going to set up what is a furnace array, basically. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to plop down some furnaces. And I kind of like to gap these for later upgrades. So the in-game upgrade is what is called a electric furnace. An electric furnace is a 3x3 entity, and these are just 2x2. But I like to add this extra little bit right here, so that way when I go to upgrade, I don't have to move anything. I just go along and just start plopping them down. But what we're gonna do is I think we're gonna have to go get some more stone. But what we're going to do is we're going to do like a 20 by 20 array of furnaces. Now, in the beginning here, we won't be able to fully exhaust these but we should be able to, we should be able to get at least some going. Nope, wrong place. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Next episode, we'll continue to make the furnace array. We'll get some more electric drills down for coal. Then we'll start getting some down for iron and copper and start bringing them up and everything. But until then, I'm Hardtruck1. This is Factorio, and we'll see you in the next episode. Laters.